Number 62 on this list, Advance Wars Dual Strike.
Probably the best in the Advance Wars according to most people. I still want to play that one.
The DS one, yeah. That's like one of the last ones that Intelligent Systems did. But again, they're fully pretty much on board with Fire Emblem now, so I can see why.
The last one they inherently did before going completely before Fire Emblem is Days of Ruin, which is the one I have. There are not too many people that are fond of that one, but I thought it was a bit worth. But I understand why, especially going back to the original games.
Yeah. I never want to try the original games, but I've gotten so much into Fire Emblem lately.
You're
I mean, the Advance War games, I mean.
Personally, I recommend going for Advance Wars 2 and starting from there.
Okay, the first one's pretty hard.
It's pretty limited because you only ever play as the main 3 CEOs of Orange Star. In the second game, you get to play with all the CEOs from all the countries.
Oh wow, cool.
And they also introduced some new ones as well.
That's cool.
And then in Dual Strike they introduced more, and in Days of Ruin they do something completely different, which is not bad, but it can definitely be.
It's just not as good as Days of Ruin.
Dual Strike, I should say.
Oh, Dual Strike, excuse me.
Or 2 for some people as well, because for some people 2 is the best.
Fine!
Isn't him this boss beauty?
The worst part of it is how easily he can juggle you with the fireballs.
I know.
It looks like you're better off.
Once you get him half down, it just becomes torture.
It looks like it's better to just upstab him.
I don't even know if upstabbing actually works.
If you want to experiment, go on ahead. But
I think he's tried. I just don't know if it connects.
I don't think it connects though. That's the thing.
I think you have to do actual stabs.
Yeah, I think it has to be actual stabs because there's no other way around it.
This boss is a fucking dick. He's, without a doubt, the hardest part of this game. There are some tracks that are awful, but just one single event, this is definitely the hardest.
Yeah, the one thing you have to try and do is try to leave in between the...
If you can somehow get him to stay low, that really helps.
Come on!
Here comes the rain! Okay, number 61 on this list. Alan Wake.
That's, was that survival horror or something?
Yeah, something like that. It's like survival. What do they call it? Platformer, kind of?
I don't think it's a platformer horror, I remember, but I do know it's like a horror.
It's a survival kind of thing, yeah.
Survival might be.
The open world survival horror game, yeah. It evolved into a linear, creepy experience that was slightly paced from start to finish. Oh, that's what it was. It has the light gimmick that it uses.
Oh.
A light and darkness system, that's what it is.
Kind of reminds me of another Silent Hill game. It isn't really a Silent Hill game when you really put it in context, but it looks like it did upstab work. Maybe that's just my view.
He did do a normal stab, like immediately afterwards. That could have been what I don't know. Just do whatever you can.
Just do what you must. We'll be trying to break the silence.
Number 60, Warhammer 40,000, Dawn of War 2. One of those mech games.
Yeah, the Warhammer 40k is probably one of the more...
There's an RPG element in this one, yeah. There's still tactics and cover-based gameplay, but there's leveling up command units and all that.
What kind of gameplay is it based off of? Is it like is it like a show? Is it like Total War? Or
it's like Company of Heroes, apparently. Now squad control can level up, characters learn new abilities, you can alter their stats, and your foes drop gear to augment those stats even further. There's a free for portion of the game where rather than follow the central storyline, you can play it off invading aliens on different maps. Sounds like a strategy game.
Fuck you!
Thunderfuck.
Do you have only one life left?
Check your inventory.
Just out of curiosity. Don't make another restore point yet.
I wasn't planning on to.
Okay. So, now with that gone, we can finally claim our Triforce of Courage we worked so hard for.
Why do I think you're full of shit?
I mean, come on, that's the least we deserve right now. Here, take this Triforce! No, just kidding. It's time for you to fight yourself.
Ooh, Dark Quifant.
True final boss! Yep, Dark You. Dark Quifant, Dark Lake, whatever the fuck you want to call him. For us, it's Dark Quifant. So yep, after you beat Thunderbird, you have to deal with that. Which is why it's probably good if you can have at least one life remaining after you beat Thunderbird. Which already in itself is a tough challenge.
Yeah. Fuck
Ooh. True test of endurance indeed.
There is one good thing
Test
about
of patience.
test of tolerance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least you did somewhat know of Shadow Link, because I did notice you picked a strategy. Well, it looks like you figured out a strategy for Thunderbird, kind of. You got get him to go to spots where you can avoid him most of the time and lure him in for an easy hit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta.
Oh, he hit with a fireball first. What a prick.
Yeah, you gotta kind of bob and weave between left and right.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Oh.
But he can also decide to fuck with your time.
Oh.
I'm gonna fucking reload that because yeah, I'm not dealing with fucking.
Fuck the fuck.
Let's see. Number 59, Puzzle Quest, Challenge of the Warlords.
I mean, it's in the damn name, but...
Married puzzlers with RPGs, that's interesting. That would be cool. Number 58, Wii Sports Resort. Now, as much as a fan of Wii Sports games where I did have fun with them at the end of the day.
Wii Sports...
I like Wii Sports Resort more, because there's even more to do. Well, like
Although that motion control plus thing kind of.
I mean, yeah. Motion controls always have their gimmicks.
Well, that one more so because it's just how utterly sensitive it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what... Remember I told, like the first game I told you when I played, with the Wii, with the Skyward Sword,
Ow.
he needed the motion plus. And it was awkward as fuck.
Mm-hmm. One of the reasons why I hate it.
Ah! Motion plus.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thunderbird. Were you a fan of it? Well, fuck you.
Thunder. I like Skyward Sword. There's nothing but birds in there.
The thing I like, well, my still favorite thing about Wii Sports Resort, Frisbee golf. Everybody sucks at it, but you still have fun anyway.
Yeah, I thought that was the one where you knock people out and you can have fun seeing people die. Which sport was that, though?
Wasn't that boxing or the
was
fencing?
was that the kendo thing?
It might have been it.
Yeah, that was in it too. That was also fun. There's also the single player mode. You went through a marathon of batting people out of the way. I did have fun with that.
Yeah.
Although I'm not good at it anymore. Not that I played it in years, but still. I was really good at it for a while, and then it just kicked my ass. Whoa! Just one more hit. Damn it! You're just a little too high. Yes! And you have 2 lives left.
You might as well save yourself now.
No, I have all 3 lives.
Yeah, save yourself.
Well, you have 2 lives remaining.
Save yourself.
Well, wait. First.
Number 57 is Mirror's Edge, by the way. Ah, yes.
Parkour.
Too bad that sequel sucked.
Yep, and then the IP went to obscurity, just like many of Ubisoft. Wait, was that Ubisoft?
I thought that was EA.
Either way, it went to obscurity. Hide in the corner.
So, yep, he fights like you. He dodges like you.
Okay, because I got turned around there. Cause
Yeah,
fucking
he
D-pad.
does that.
Because fucking D-pad.
Oh.
Because that's
Well-
been a problem throughout the whole game.
Right. Well, shield and restore point.
Yep.
And now you have 2 life refills, so you should be able to do this eventually.
Throw thunder
and see
what happens.
If you tried to fight this boss legitimately, I imagine it would be freaking hell. Because he tries to do everything he can to avoid you.
Yeah. He's basically the Dark Knight to the extreme.
Really? You're just gonna stand over there? Really? Hey! Yep. Your best technique for this boss, which I'm sure a lot of people use to cheese, get in the corner and stab repeatedly. Because for some reason he comes up to you and doesn't always block. So, you leave yourself wide open.
You have more priority down in the corner than he does when he tries to
You can
attack
stab faster when crouched, and because you're in the corner and don't back up, all he can do is just come towards you and wait for death.
Like so.
He's much easier than Thunderbird.
When you know the
Hey, look,
exploit.
I just slid there.
Yep. And with that, okay, you can have it, please don't kill me!
You.
Or
How
that,
about
I
I
think
feed
it's,
you to Ganon.
I think it's something like you had to clean the darkness of yourself to claim this Triforce shard, I guess. I don't know.
Wouldn't the fact that I'm the one that's the hero from the previous game kind of already signifies that?
Might be some of the Triforce of Courage.
It's because of the fact that you're getting the Triforce of Courage.
But with
which I
that,
got before.
you've finally awoken, Princess Zelda. Zelda 2 is done.
You saved Hyrule! And you are a real hero, unlike the last game!
Well, fuck you too, bitch.
How did you go to bed? I got then. Oh, sweet!
Yeah. Well, now, Chris!
Get over here. So, final thoughts.
Well, you can go first since you just played it.
Well, where to begin on this one?
Ooh.
I will admit, it's not as bad as many people make it out to be. That said, however, I will say that of all the Zelda games I have played, this is definitely the lowest point.
Fair enough.
And I'm talking like both LP-wise and
on your own, yeah.
and on my own accord, yes. I mean, and a lot of it there were some unique ideas for it, not gonna lie. Although execution-wise, the RNG can really kiss my ass.
Yeah.
And being as one of as what most people nowadays would call a completionist, you can already tell my lament when it comes to RNG. And I think I can easily rant about that for a good 20 or so minutes on how RNG is just bullshit when it comes to completing things. Chain members being an example. But I will save you all the trouble for that. But
Yes.
and overall, if I absolutely have to give this game a score, I would probably say this is at least a solid 5 out of 10 for me.
Thanks a million.
What Nintendo said on your YouTube videos before they got rid of that policy.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Whereas if it was Saban's case, it would be Dex up billion for all your Power Rangers videos.
Wow.
Back when they owned it, but
Of course.
again, but that's the story for another time. Anyway,
Right. By the way, you can push start to replay basically do New Game Plus, where all the levels you got remain intact.
alright.
So, you want to go through the game more leisurely?
And they give you a triangle to signify that.
Indicate New Game Plus.
Mm-hmm.
That's Bastard Quest. Everything goes back to 0.
Although,
It's not harder, it's the same freaking game. I know.
although I
it's
kind of
trying.
wonder something.
You're trying to see if there's a Zelda Easter egg? I'm pretty sure there's not.
Well, let's see.
So I remember I think I tried that and I got nothing out of it.
Yeah, but Zelda.
Zelda. God damn it.
Nope.
If you could start the whole game with everything leveled up to your max, that'd be kind of bullshit. Kill the purpose of the game, will make it a lot easier.
Okay, then, okay, go ahead.
The levels are part of it.
Kill Zelda.
Mm-hmm, that's the plan. Okay. So, yeah, go ahead with your thoughts.
Go ahead, Coach, you can go first.
Well, based on what I've seen so far, I can definitely see why this is the lowest point for a lot of people, considering how big of a change it was from the
first
standard overhead gameplay to the 2D side-scrolling games. And another game I can definitely relate this to is another game series that decided to go full-blown open-world adventure with mixed results is none other than our favorite Resident Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest.
Although I like that game better than the first game.
You're probably one of the few from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Once you learn where to go.
Yeah. It's one of those games, is a thing.
It is a little easier than the first Castlevania game, but only once you learn where to go.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, but
It's-
overall control-wise, it's much easier.
I would hope it would control better at the very
Hope
least.
to God. But that's because, you know, the open world game has been done the first time, and a lot of the stuff that's told to you is pretty archaic, for lack of a better term. Controls are archaic as well. There's a lot of
cryptic stuff in this game. So
cryptic BS that's
There's not
playing
too
a lot
much.
of
It's
it.
mostly just crouching or attacking random spots.
running through walls, invisible walls.
Yeah, that's like
There is a guy that tells you about that. I'll say that there's a guy in the town near it that tells you about that. It tells you that dungeon has a false wall.
a false wall.
Yes.
Where it is? I don't fucking know.
He's in town. Yep, you just gotta guess, but the camera kind of shows you, because most of the time we run to a wall, the camera would stop.
Because I was gonna say, there's a couple of false walls in that dungeon.
Yeah.
So, a false wall? Excuse you?
Well, the very last dungeon there's a couple, but that was only to the little hidden away areas.
Okay.
You don't need to get through any to get through the dungeon.
That is
Okay.
true.
For the 6th dungeon, the last main dungeon, you need to get through that to get the item to get to the last one.
Yeah,
Because,
but...
well, more you need it to get the thunder power to beat Thunderbird.
Yeah, but maybe one day I'll need to sit down and play the original and Zelda 2 just so I can have a firm opinion of where I think I should put this right now currently.
Right.
But definitely of what I've seen so far and what of the games I played,
It's the weirdest of them.
this definitely does feel like the sour spot for me in terms of all the Zelda games I played so
Understandable.
far. And seen for that matter. Because it definitely does seem very... Because because with this game, it definitely does feel a little bit archaic and feels uncomfortable. And maybe when I do know what I'm doing, it probably won't be nearly as bad, but I don't know. It just, especially because it's also an NES game, and a lot of NES games haven't aged gracefully, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to really warrant playing this game unless you're really curious about the history. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Just at least playing it to get an idea, I guess is the best way to put it.
Just to see the kind of changes they went to before they finally found something to stick with.
Some people were, I remember, really excited when, I think, Indie Creates, I think they, at one point, somewhat teased that they thought about doing a Zelda 2 remake. And people were really excited about that, because we could modernize this game.
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing this game modernized.
If it got smoothed out a lot more, it could be potentially better.
You know, if I saw Indie Creates behind that, I'd be down for it. Because I think another thing with back to the Breath of the Wild thing is the reason I'm actually looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2 is because Microsoft is behind that. And they're behind the Xenoblade Chronicles series, so I have a little bit more faith in what
I think they're more for the world crafting than anything with the Breath of the Wild.
But I hope they do something good. But I have more faith in that world than Breath of the Wild world. But that's a different matter altogether. Yeah. But with this game, it's just kind of... It's an experiment to see, like, I guess, where they were still going with Zelda. And, you know, because with a lot of games, they've all been 2D as well. So I can understand what they were going for with something like this. I mean, let's be real here. The only game that wasn't really overhead like this was Zelda. It was the first of its kind. And then they decided, you know... Maybe it's just because to save some time or whatnot, or just, you know, try to translate to 2D. Let's try it out and see what happens. This is pretty much the experiment that happened, and, well, for the most part, they went back to basics.
Yeah, and they've never went back to this style since.
Yeah.
You could theoretically say they haven't gone back to this style. You could theoretically say they haven't gone back to the style of the original Zelda until recently. Because if you really think about it, they've been stuck with the same style that's pretty much been stuck with Link to the Past.
Link to the Past, yeah. But that was essentially based on the first game's like layout, at the very least.
Yeah.
It was structured differently, but
it was structured differently.
It's structured differently enough to be considered its own thing, yes, I do agree.
And as a result, all the Zelda games have kind of followed suit with that style of gameplay from then till now.
That's why the formula is seemingly stale, because it was such a perfect formula, seemingly.
Yeah. And then Breath of the Wild, I'm
it proves like going away from it is wrong.
That's my opinion, but then let's speak for me, okay? I can speak for myself, damn it. I'm not going to beat that dead horse anymore. I've already had my opinion on that end. But yeah, that's my overall opinion of this game. It's an experiment. It was nice to see what they could have done with it.
Right.
It may not have ended gracefully, but it had some good ideas for what it was worth.
Mm-hmm.
If you're curious, play it. I might do it eventually at some point just for the sake of seeing the history.
Just to see what it's like.
Now you've seen the whole game in action, you at least have a general idea of where to go, too.
Yeah. I'll probably just look up a guide anyway because
I mean, of course. Just to make sure.
To be fair, yeah, that's how I probably would have done the
It's also the thing with a lot of NES games being, they feel more like guide games rather than anything else.
Yeah.
Because you really have no idea.
At least the early ones, yeah.
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 But that's my opinion,
yeah.
so now I'm going to shut up now before I ramble
on more
than I have to.
So well, my opinion of this game, well, I'm one of the crazy people that likes this more than the first Zelda game. Because, well, it's probably because I played other Zelda games, mostly 3D ones, before going back to the original one. And, well, going from the modern styles of Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker to Zelda 1 felt really weird.
Yeah.
And, well, I could not stand Zelda 1. Because I hated the way it felt so archaic and weird to me. This game, however, had a different style from everything else. And, well, since I'm a platforming nut, so the different turn kind of intrigued me, enough for me to actually want to go through the whole game. And well, experiences with other series, because this game is like an RPG Metroidvania kind of game. If you think about it, it has the RPG elements of getting experience to level up.
Right.
And it's a Metroidvania from the fact you go to certain places to get upgrades in order to advance yourself further through the world.
Right.
To be able to make your bosses and get to the end of the game. It basically is like another Metroid game in a sense. And honestly, it's better than Metroid 1. I can say that much.
That isn't really hard to do.
Yeah. But yeah, I do have a soft spot for this game because of how different it is, and well, again, I'm a Metroid fan, so of course this kind of thing pleases me. But yeah, there's some archaicness to it, like a lot of old games, and well, the combat takes some getting used to.
Though weirdly enough, you would agree that'd be a stupid reason for another game in this franchise. Of how it being different is good enough.
Well, it depends on the degree. Like this decided to go for a change in style. If you're just being like another game but changing the story, that's different. This is a whole different style of gameplay. And while yes, it definitely still isn't favorably received nowadays. It was at least an interesting experiment that I'm happy that I got to try out, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. Right. And well, it might have also helped I had experiences with. This game was similar to Castlevania. I've also had experience with other games like it, like the Shantae series, so I kind of had a general idea of how a game like this would flow. It is a good predecessor for how other like later Castlevania games and Shantae series would flow. It's a very good early ancestor if you want to look at it that way.
Well, then again, Simon's Quest was also kind of like that as well.
Exactly. Yeah. They probably are more like Simon's Quest.
Like I said, there were times where the RNG just was way too much bullshit that even I couldn't defend.
Yeah, but
if you
like the Castlevania series, chances are you could probably find some enjoyment in this one. And well, yeah, it's very Castlevania-like in a sense.
More
and well,
modern Castlevania.
I could recommend it, but if you played a lot of other Zeldas and have never touched this one, I will give you a warning. It's definitely got a bit of a learning curve compared to the others.
Yeah, this is definitely another guide game. Like we said earlier.
You gotta try to learn where to go, or be like the old school kids who spent all their days playing it, trying to learn where to go on their own.
And talking to people, dare I say, trying to communicate with said people.
Yeah, because at least with the first game when it was originally released, it gave you a map to indicate it wherever you wanted to go. This, I don't know if such a thing existed.
No. Well, the map's pretty simple. It's more or less just trying to figure out how to get around.
Yeah,
where to go to get the items to get through these obstacles.
It does show you like what the world looks like.
Like I said, the worst part was getting that hammer.
Out.
The most frustrated we were was for that hammer. Because that was a long journey to a town to get across a river, to get to a maze of caves that had a bunch of bullshit enemies, all to get a freaking hammer to break rocks.
Not to mention how low leveled we were.
Also, mind
There's not a lot of good place to grind levels at that point in the game. The best you can get are Oct Rocks and give you 10 points. Like, ugh!
Also, the archaicness that is limited lives.
Yeah, they also decided to give you lives, which is a weird twist.
Yeah.
And the
original Shantae game for the Game Boy Color takes a lot from this game. Although that's smoother and executed a little better.
Then again, it was later in time, so you hope that's something...
Yeah, that was 2001, where this was 1988.
Yeah, so you'd hope that at least for like 20 plus years that you get something right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to look even worse.
We missed the 30-year anniversary for this game. Damn! Oh, well. But yeah, it's an interesting experiment. If you're curious about the Zelda series, give it a try, but if you're a diehard for Zelda series...
Well, I was going to say, we missed the 30th anniversary by a good 3 freaking years.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I can just leave it at that. It's an interesting Zelda experiment, but if you're a diehard...
30th anniversary for this game in particular. Okay.
Yes, not Zelda 1. Zelda 2.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're a diehard of the Zelda series, chances are you probably wouldn't like this one.
And when you say diehard Zelda fan, you make it sound like...
Pretty much anything else.
3Ds
and top-downs are the other one, so platformer is a very strange one. But if you like the other two styles, this could be a weird one to accept. But if you're willing to pull through it, you may enjoy it. I would recommend it, but only if you're willing to, well...
endure the bullshit that is the NES.
It's another one of those really difficult NES games, so, Difficulties galore. Prepare to die a lot if you really want to learn what you're doing. Like, we probably died over 100 times going through this game.
Yeah.
But we use 32 continues, which is at least 3 lives per continue, because counting extra lives and times we
96.
restored.
96, there's definitely over 100 times for sure.
And we collected every single extra life on the map. I think. Maybe
No,
all
I don't
but
think
one.
we missed one.
Oh, we missed one. I forgot. The room before what? The room you had to fall down, and then in the next room you turn to a fairy to go to the boss in the last main dungeon.
Go to the left and you'll get a life.
To the right, that little thin corridor. If you could get in there, there's a life waiting for you. Which I tried to do, but failed. That's the only life we missed, because there's 5 you can get in the game. 3 in the map, and 1 in each of the last 2 dungeons.
Well, anyways, I think we're done for now.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
So, give it a try if you're really curious. If you got an NES Classic, it's on there too. Which doesn't have any flashing of any kind. This one still has some. And, funny thing, I think there's still a... Oh, wait, no, that's Zelda 1. Zelda 1 had a mistranslation in it that didn't get fixed at all until the NES Classic version.
And what would that be?
I think it was one of the old men that said something like, go to the next room. He said something different. I know one of the old men kept saying something that was still in proper grammar. They didn't fix till 2016. It took them 30 years to fix that.
You know, I understand why some people would argue that sort of thing, but then also it's like, it's a game for over 20, 30 plus years. How many people would really...
I mean, yeah. It's just really funny, you know, they waited this long to fix that. It's really weird. Of all the versions they've had, they probably the original NES version, maybe an updated version of that game. They had the version that came with the GameCube. They had the Virtual Console version for Wii and Wii U. They had the Classics version on Game Boy Advance. There was a lot of times they could have corrected, but waited till a good bit after the fact to finally fix that. I know it would be kind of a hard thing to track down, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Alright, so, is it going to be going back to Kingdom Hearts 2 for you next?
Or do you want one more?
Or do you want one more short game in between?
You know what? Why the hell not? I mean, I feel like I think I might have grinded up just enough where I feel I could at least...
I mean, we don't have to do it today. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah. Either that or... Well, who knows? We'll see. We'll see. But,
this game did last like 20-something parts, so...
Okay, yeah, then I guess...
That's 2 months!
Okay, so then, yeah, I can probably go back to Kingdom Hearts 2. But next time I delve into the Zelda universe, I'll probably do another attempt at the Link to the Past blind run.
Yep. This is the end of the year of 2s for you, so...
Yep.
After Kingdom Hearts 2 is done, don't have a reason to go to a 2 again.
Yep. For at least a while.
Yep.
Alright, so see you guys next time.
Yep.
Yeah.